In this video, we will consider how to use the first step in the order of operations. The first step is substitute the given values in for the variables. You only use the first step if you are actually given a value for one of the variables. An example of what that might look like is if you have a problem that looks like this. If b equals 3, evaluate for b. In this instance, what you would need to do is in step 1, which says substitute the given values in for the variables, here we do have a given value which we can substitute in for one of the variables. That given value is b. b equals 3. If b equals 3, evaluate 4 times b. So what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the original expression. And when you substitute, it's always a good idea to put the variable that you are going to substitute in for in parentheses. Here, we're going to substitute in for b. Then, I'm going to go ahead and put my b's in blue here. For b is then, when we substitute in for the variable, since b equals 3, we're going to get rid of the b and put in a 3 in its place. And this would have been step 1. From here, there's just one step left. You'd want to go through each of the steps additionally, but you'll find that there's nothing else to do until you get to step 5, do all multiplication and division from left to right. We can multiply 4 by 3, which is 12. Let's take another example of how to substitute in for values. You might be given a problem that says evaluate 5x plus y if x equals 2 and y equals 8. Here what we need to do is rewrite the original expression 5x plus y. When you go through the steps in the order of operations, you'll see that step 1 is to substitute the given values in for the variables. If you have any given values for variables, it will look like this. They'll look like an equation. It'll tell you x equals 2 and y equals 8. Here we know that we have a value for x and we have a value for y. So we can substitute. Since x equals 2, I'm going to go ahead and substitute in for an x, so I'll put it in parentheses. And y equals 8. I'm going to substitute also for y. So in the first step, when I substitute, I'll have 5 times. I'm substituting in for x, and I know that x equals 2. So instead of writing an x here, I'm going to write a 2. Plus, and now I substitute in for y, and y equals 8. So I've substituted the given values in for the variables. Now I can continue on. There's no subtraction to change to addition, as step 2 tells us to do. Nothing to do inside grouping symbols, no powers. The next thing we'll need to do is step 5. Do all multiplication and division from left to right. Notice that we have multiplication, 5 times 2. So when I simplify 5 times 2, I get 10. Bring everything else straight down. And last, step 6 is to do all addition and subtraction from left to right. 10 plus 8 is 18. This is how you substitute the given values in for the variables.